Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Addiction Solutions with Roselle. So glad that you guys could join me for this episode. I'm also very grateful for the individuals that have went to YouTube, went to the search bar, typed in Addiction Solutions with Roselle, and subscribed to the channel and hit like. I appreciate that so much. Again, if you need to contact Roselle, you can do it by my email, Roselle, Rozelle .white at the letter Y mail.com, or give me a call, 810-265-0115. Now, as I say at the beginning of every show, go to your neighbors, friends, co-workers, church members, anyone that you think may have an addiction problem, and tell them about the show. Tell them there are over 50 videos on my YouTube channel. One of them could possibly help them. Also, remind them addictions are not just for drugs and alcohol, they're for gambling. Yes, the casinos, they're moving up. There's one just about in every state. Scratch-offs, 3-digit, 4-digit, Mega Ball, Powerball. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. People that never thought they'd gamble are gambling, yeah. So, yeah, that's an addiction. Because addictions are tied to feelings and emotions. Let's not forget eating. Oh, getting up in the middle of the night, eating a half a gallon of ice cream and a bag of cookies. Come on, because you can't sleep. Things are bothering you at work. You got an eating addiction. Now, let me explain something to you. Being hefty, nothing to be ashamed of. Weight is okay, but what you have to be concerned about is your health. Yeah, that's what you have to be concerned about. Then we have shopping. We've got credit cards. We've got emotional disturbances that is tied to addictions. We've got codependencies. We've got enabling. And as I mentioned in one of my videos, they have a support group for every one of these things I mentioned. So nobody has to suffer in silence. Nobody. So let's get on with the show. We're in chapter 4, and we're dealing with literature. And so I left off, I'm going to read the last sentence that I left off, and then we're going to get into today's show. If you do not have any money at the time, and if you are addicted, it is very possible to be broke. But as you stay clean and your recovery progresses, you will be able to afford some of the literature and necessities to help you understand your addiction and your recovery. So this is where we'll start off today. Reading your 12-step literature is like studying in college. When you go to meetings, you will have a chance to use some of your knowledge. When older members talk about things that you did not initially understand, now you understand somewhat. And you start to apply some of this knowledge to staying clean. And then you apply it to your recovery. Always remember, staying clean and recovery are two different animals. They are both good animals, but they are different. As you continue to learn and practice what you learn, you will be able to distinguish the difference between recovery and being clean. Always remember that we are not only powerless over our addiction, but we are also powerless over people, places, and situations. This is important because we never want to judge individuals who are content with just being clean. I'm going to get into that. Another important thing to remember is we all suffer from different degrees of sickness, and we all recover at different rates. This also prevents us from judging others. Trust me, you'll have your hands full dealing with yourself and your recovery. You really will not have a lot of time to judge others. So let me clear this up right quick. Being clean is what we're after. Yes. Recovery cannot be possible if you're still getting high. So being clean has to come first. Now, recovery is an active change. The word active. an active change of old ideas and attitudes. Okay, so what about these ideas and attitudes? Did these ideas and attitudes have anything to do with my addiction? You think about it. Ask yourself, did your ideas and attitudes have anything to do with you going to the casino? Did your ideas and attitudes have anything to do with you eating 3 hamburgers? Did your ideas and attitudes have anything to do with you shopping? Did your ideas and attitudes have anything to do with you drinking a 12-pack? Did your idea... Okay. So it had to be an idea, it had to be an attitude that kept you going. So, we're trying to distinguish between recovery and being clean. And I said they're 2 different animals, but they're both good animals. Being clean is hey, might go 30 years and don't change have an active change in ideas and attitudes, but you're clean. And being clean gives you a chance to change that particular. Now, the attitudes and ideas we're trying to change is something positive. We're trying to get out of a negative aspect and get into a positive aspect. So that's an active change of my old attitudes and ideas, how I felt about certain situations. Roselle, what does that have to do with addiction? Well, when we was getting high, man, we thought, because when I say getting high, that means off of your addiction. Don't get it confused with just drugs and alcohol, because getting high is in the casino, getting high is in the restaurant, getting high is in shopping. If we're in these avenues, we're getting high. So don't get it confused. I didn't mess with crack. I didn't mess with this. Hey, stop. Right here it says don't judge others. So please get out of that judging, because you're in no position. We ain't condemning people here. We're trying to get people to get better. And if you're trying to get better, then you have an open mind. And you don't try to judge or convict. You listen. I'm not an authority on everything, but I'm authority on getting high, because I did it for a long time. And I'm authority on recovery, because I did that for a long time. I've changed some things in my life. Not everything, but I've changed some things. I've changed enough things to survive. So, I'm not going to preach today, but what I'm going to do is leave you with some things to think about. Think about recovery and think about staying clean. 2 different animals, but they're from the same genealogy. They both look good and they both smell good. So, I'm going to see you next week. Hey, man, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Stay blessed. I love you. See you next week. Have a good one.